Hello and welcome to XPOD. मैं हूँ Pallavi. मुझे आप सब जानते हैं अब तक. I'm the business head at HRX, and this is the freshest new drop of XPOD. Now at XPOD, whoever has been following us knows that at HRX we stand for everything fitness and holistic wellness, and we feel fitness and wellness should be democratic, right? So everybody gets a chance to own it, but in their own special way. So today we have somebody who owns walking and yoga. So let's go ahead and see who that is. Welcome to XPOD. So our guest today is somebody super special. She's a great actor, she's an artist, she's a great content creator, she's a skincare enthusiast, but most interestingly what stood out for us was that she calls walking an expression of self-love. And she happens to be a yoga enthusiast herself. So welcome, Anchal Singh. Welcome to XPOD.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Very well. Have been waiting for you. Looking forward to our chat, which I'm sure is going to be very exciting for all our viewers and listeners as well. So Anchal, welcome with that beautiful smile and that fresh face.
Thank you so much.
Starting off. So for our audience, who is Anchal Singh?
Anchal Singh is a cat without whiskers. Okay. Jokes
That's very Alice in Wonderland.
I'll tell you why. Because I'm a cat mom and I really love my cat. His name is April, so that's why. Anyway, jokes apart, Anchal Singh is an actor, and I don't know why I'm talking in a third-person speech. I'm an actor, I'm an artist, and I love the process of metamorphosis, and that's why I love getting into another world and making it my own. And I'm thankful to a lot of web series that it has given me that opportunity, web series and film. So last was Purva from Ye Kali Kali Aankhein, Teji from Andekhi, and then done a couple of ad films, and then Punjabi cinema. So this is Anchal Singh. She loves getting into another world, making it her own, and then snapping out.
Amazing. So let's live this fantasy through Anchal today.
Yes.
Anchal, describe yourself or your personality in 3 sentences.
Enthusiastic, empathetic, entertaining.
Fabulous.
So 3 E's.
Those 3 E's are perfect ingredients for making you a better version of yourself, or progressively going on adding to your personality, right? I mean, or personal development, whatever you want to call it. Achal, where are you from? Where did you grow up? What were those formative years for you were like?
When I get asked this question, I always tell people that I'm an Indian, because my father, he was in the Air Force, he's an ex-Air Force officer, so we have got the opportunity to stay in a lot of cities, travel a lot, and after every 3 years we had to move to a different place. So I think that made me so adaptable, and that's why I think I can imbibe any language, any culture, be anything anywhere, because I've seen that and been through that since my very childhood. So
yeah, I guess that contributes to your personality as an actor, right? When you have to play different actors, probably this background comes handy in sort of aiding that.
Yes.
Amazing. Tell us something about your school and college, Anchal. What did you study? What did you major in? What kind of a student were you?
I was a very dreamy student. I always remember history being one of my favorite subjects, not for the reason because I was interested in dates, because I could hear stories and understand that who came at what time and did what. So, I was one of those imaginative kids. Otherwise, social sciences, my favorite, and games period.
Games period. You're giving me pegs for further conversation. Glad you mentioned
lunchtime. Lunchtime used to be my favorite.
So food and games.
Yes. And I did political science honors. So yeah, I actually at one point of time I thought that I would be preparing for civil services. Simultaneously, I was also doing human rights. I thought I'll get into UN. So I think a lot of things were happening. And because I think I wanted to do so many things, I became an actor. Because then I can choose to
live by different characters.
Yeah.
So Anchal, civil services से acting तक, where did this dream actually begin? मतलब what was the turning point? कहाँ से शुरू किया आपने acting अचानक?
Pallavi, it's actually very difficult to pinpoint, because ever since I remember, I loved looking at people, thinking it of it as a character and trying to do stuff while I was in my washroom or when I was in my bedroom by myself. So, but yes, I do remember this particular instance which really moved my heart. I was in the US, my dad had some work, so I just tagged along, and we went to a concert there. वहाँ पे Asha ji was performing and Sonu Nigam was performing, Kailash Kher was performing. That was actually my first time when I saw an artist performing, and it was such an overwhelming emotional experience for me because I felt that their creativity hit me right in my heart. And with them, there were some songs which made me cry, which made me smile. And I think that was a moment in my life which was like the eureka moment, that this is what I want to do. I mean, not in the singing zone, but in this capacity, the creative zone.
Right. नहीं आंचल, मैंने आपके बारे में बहुत कुछ सुना है, and I know you're a fabulous actor. Some bit of it is coming from me myself. I think you're an amazing artist.
Thank you so much.
And so Anchal, while you recall this particular incident as the turning point, I want to ask you, who has been the motivating factor? Who's been fanning your fire? Mummy, Papa, Dadi, somebody in the family, some friend, or any iconic cinema character? Who's your real motivation?
First and foremost thing is that I would actually like to even tell the audiences here that if you really like to do something, if you dream about something, it has to be you first to believe in that and take a step forward, because it's not possible for anybody to say that तुम ये कर लो. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आप क्या कर सकते हैं. Like my mom wanted me to be a doctor, heart surgeon, and I don't know why, because I can't even see blood. I would faint. Everybody had plans for me, but I wanted to be an actor. But I'm so thankful, Pallavi, that once my parents, I told them that this is what I dream of. They supported me and they have been behind my back. And that's been my motivation, because there are times that as an actor, you go through your low phases.
Yeah.
That's when I pick up my call and I tell them, Mom, Dad, aisa feel ho raha hai. And they tell me that, you know what, just keep going.
Keep going. That gives me the cue. That's our tagline at HRX, right? We keep saying, keep going. And something very important that you said, Anchal, I'm going to highlight it. I'm pulling this out and letting everyone know, अगर आपको खुद कुछ करना है, तो खुद से ही शुरुआत करो. I mean, like you rightfully said, the motivation lies within. You just have to figure a way of how to sort of activate it so that it erupts into a volcano someday, right?
Absolutely.
Anchal, tell us about your best friends. You seem to be so serious and so into what you do. What does Anchal do when she doesn't work, and who are her best friends?
Wow, that's a very controversial question, because I have some very close friends. So if I name one first, they're going to kill me.
We love controversy.
Hi Aditi, hi Pallavi, hi Sunanda. I love you guys. So I took your name and mujhe treat de dena.
What does Anchal do when she's not working?
Should I admit this? I'm a very lazy person. I really like to sleep a lot. So when I'm not working, I definitely do go in for like long naps. But otherwise, ever since I stepped into this industry, I learned everything on the job. So I feel there's so much for me to learn, to imbibe. So when I'm not doing anything, I'm actually either taking a some class on acting, some workshop on acting. I'm watching a lot of content. I watch a lot of YouTube, basically things where I can learn something about, other actors or writers or directors, and understanding this world way more. Uske alawa, I love eating. तो थोड़ा सा कुकिंग, थैंक्स टू पैंडेमिक थोड़ा सा कुकिंग सीखा था, तो वो करके थोड़ा सा खाती हूँ. एंड अदरवाइज आई लव स्पेंडिंग टाइम विद माय कैट.
We believe that sleep is very important for you to look a certain way, right? Do you believe in that, or is it just because you love your beauty sleep and snoozing around?
See, a part of me is lazy. That's why I like to sleep, and I think that bit is very important.
Yes.
I'm a workaholic, so I have two sides in me. I could actually work straight for 48 hours. So
but then you need to rest as well.
Yes. So when I stop myself is a time I've sort of psyched myself up to say कि भाई अब सोने का समय है. So sleep sort of just rejuvenates you, and you wake up with new energy. And I don't sleep just for the heck of beauty sleep. it's important to सो जाते हैं यार, अब किसको
But
सोना
sleep
नहीं।
is important, right? I mean, it's the most underrated, so to say, fitness tool,
Yeah,
if I can
yeah,
put it
yeah.
like that. But a good sleep does wonders to one's body and mind. Like you're saying, you wake up
Absolutely,
rejuvenated and fresh,
absolutely.
and nobody should undermine the power of sleep, I believe.
Absolutely.
Coming back to your love for food. आप क्या खाते हो? How many meals in a day do you eat? Earlier when I was talking to you, you said you have had a heavy breakfast, so you're not going to eat lunch. Do you eat by the clock? What kind of an eater are you? Or do you follow some kind of a diet pattern? Or do you eat when you're hungry? What do you believe?
Since the last few years, I have had a lot of self conversations and I've internalized more. And ever since then, I've realized that, you know, if you're in sync with your body, your mind, you do come to a point in life where you know when to eat or when you want to work out. So I, as such, do not follow any time cycle or I look at my watch and eat. I follow what my
Body cues.
are. So ever since I've been doing that, I've realized that intermittent fasting really works for me. So there are times that, you know, I fast for 14 hours, sometimes 16 hours, depending on how I feel like. And generally 2 meals is something that I'm very comfortable with. But having said that, it's not the 2 small meals. I eat good, I eat healthy. I believe in eating everything but in small portions. So I really like to fill my stomach.
It's becoming a reiterative sort of a learning from most of our guests at XPOD, saying self-awareness बहुत ज़रूरी है. Listen to your body, understand the cues, learn to know what hunger pangs look like or feel like, right? Eat when you feel hungry so that you find it more satiating in a way.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's so important to actually understand that how your body functions, because there's so much of content and so much of knowledge and so much of things around us that we get confused कि ये diet follow करे, ये rule follow करे. So I think you need to understand what you like. So it's good to follow different things and then make up your mind that what do you want to continue
also
with.
what works for you, right? Because I feel people just blankly type a brief on the search engine, but you don't, you know, I ask for a diet more suited for my age, but I don't explain that I'm a girl who lives in Bombay, the climatic conditions are such, my age is so and so, my weight is so and so, right?
Yeah.
So what you get is not necessarily tailor-made for you. It's the universal wisdom that the search engine throws at you. So people need to stop following that kind of research mode, right? And understand body. Actually, a lot of girls of your age, and especially who face the camera very often, they calorie count or they kind of tend to follow their weight very closely or watch their weight very closely. Are you one of them? Do you kind of calorie count your food?
So when I look back, I have seen that how I've dealt with my body and my fitness. For me, when I was growing up, when I was in school, during those 10th, 11th, 12th, when we suddenly want to feel grown-up girls and we want to dress up good and look good. At that time, you know, for me, looking good meant being slim and trim. And there was a certain complex I had because I felt that, you know what, I'm not this size or I do not look like that. So for me, over the years, beauty standards have completely changed. The meaning of beauty has completely changed. And right now, whatever I do, whether it's yoga, walking, dancing, or other kind of fitness stuff, is not because I want to be a certain size, it's because I feel fitter like that. It's how I feel from the inside. So hence, I do not calorie count. I do not check my weight. Your clothes and how you feel about yourself gives me enough understanding of whether I'm going the right path. But yes, because I'm an actor, I understand that tomorrow I might have a role in which I need to look a certain path. So for that, I would train and I would probably need to know that, you know, how much do I weigh or if there is a calorie count that I need to measure. But otherwise, I'm so happy that things have been changing for us as actors also. I do want to mention this. So when I was chosen for this character, Purva, in Kali Kali Aankhe, the pandemic had already started and we were not working and I was in sort of that binge mode, eating, chilling, and I had put on a little amount of weight and I was so nervous, you know. I thought that, oh, मेरी shooting शुरू होने वाली है, अब क्या होगा? And I remember talking to my director, talking to the other team, and I said, you know, I'm nervous, I will try and lose weight ASAP. And they told me, you know what, your character doesn't need to lose weight. You look perfect. So as a prep, you need to probably get into the character. You just have 7 days left with you. So work on that. And it was such a sigh of relief because I realized that things are really changing here.
That undue pressure didn't exist.
Undue pressure.
The wrong kind of pressure didn't exist.
Yeah. So that's been so motivational for me, and going forward, if I could be a motivation for young girls or girls growing up.
You know, you are. ये बहुत ही एक खूबसूरत मैसेज है जो आपने शेयर किया है, and I want to thank you for this because it takes a lot of courage to admit the fact that you're okay with the way you look, especially for someone, and there are a lot of people today on social media who follow you and who aspire to become or take on the same trajectory as you. More so for them that you don't really need to beat yourself down if you look a certain way or you want to look a certain way. So thank you, Anchal, for sharing this so candidly, and we appreciate what you've shared because fitness doesn't mean body sizes.
No, and I have taken the wrong steps also. I remember when I was during my college time, there was a phase when I felt that, oh, I've gained a lot of weight, I'm 65. I came down to 49 in no time, and I remember I used to just eat an apple, lie to my parents that nahi, maine kha liya hai sab kuch. I don't know why did I go through that mentally. So when you've been through that, you tell yourself, no, this is not how I want to live.
Yeah, in the short run, some things
I
pay
want
off,
to feel good about myself, not your clothes and what your size is cannot make you feel good, and that is very temporary kick that you get. Ab patli ho gayi, ab kya karna hai?
Correct.
It doesn't end there.
Fabulous, yeah. I love that learning, saying clothes, sizing and whatever is not something that gives you joy and happiness in the long run, right? What gives you happiness is how you feel.
Yeah.
You better feel happy, and you mentioned 3 things that you do for happiness, Anchal. You spoke about walking being an expression of self-love for you, self-care for you.
Yes.
चलिए इसके बारे में बताइए. How much do you walk? Where do you walk? Do you trek? Do you hike? Like, do you walk on the roads? What is it?
So yes, rightly put, walking is actually a self-expression of love for me because that's the time when I'm so connected to myself, and I generally walk when I have my headphones on. I'm either listening to a podcast or I'm listening to some interesting content. A lot of conversations happen during that time. So that's one time which is my me time away from the world. It's just me and myself and we.
So you mean walking is like borderline meditative for you?
It is actually, for that matter, I feel that anything you do could be a very meditative and a spiritual experience because it's to do how we train our minds and our body. So before I got into acting, I was into a lot of spiritual practices. I used to meditate a lot. And for that matter, when I got into acting, my parents had this question that how are you going to balance these two very diverse lines? And it's only when I got in here, I realized that, the glamour, the money and all of these things are all from the outside. The moment you have to get inside a character, get into a character, it's a very spiritual moment. It's when you, sort of step into another world. So which is such a spiritual and a meditative zone as it is, alpha state as they say. So whatever I do in life, I think I step into that zone and do it. So it's like I wake up in the morning and I tell myself that, okay, let's go in for it.
So Anchal, taking off from the streak of spirituality that you're blessed with, कौन सा योगा करते हो और कितनी बार करते हो वीक में और कैसे करते हो? I mean, what level of yoga do you practice?
So I've learned yoga, and when I was in school, college time, I was part of this dance group by Ashley Lobo.
Oh,
so,
nice.
I know a lot of dance stretches and dance exercises. Then I know a bit of aerobic, Zumba. So I think I've जो भी आज तक सीखा है ना, I've compiled everything and made my own routine. So it's how I feel like doing. मैं वैसा करती हूँ. And how many times? उसका भी कोई नहीं है. I could do it 3 times a day. I could do it every day or twice a week. It's how I feel. But I really believe in stretching.
So I mean, again, she's an example, and we love leading by example. So what she said, like, make a routine, a combination of the multiple things that you enjoy, so that it becomes sustainable, right? So that it doesn't start biting you and becomes boring and you want to change
it
over.
It needs to excite you also, you know,
Absolutely.
because fitness otherwise is very boring. Matlab, there are certain people I know, there's so many friends of mine that who are very passionate about, you know, gymming, and they like to really work it out because they like to do it. I am not that one of those people who really can hit it out in the gym, but I have my own way of sort of maintaining my fitness. So that's why yoga, dance and everything, I just mix it up.
So all these things that you do, Achal, which is yoga, dance, earlier you mentioned walking,
Hanji.
all of these are examples of working on yourself inside out. You understand what I mean? Like instead of lifting the dumbbell and working on a muscle which is outside in, you probably practice something which is inside out.
वो भी करते हैं, वो थोड़ा
But what else do you do in terms of nutrition? Like आपका कोई magic potion है, कोई ऐसा juice, कोई ऐसी recipe which you think adds to your, like the detox or adding to the beauty inside out?
I'm a big fan of herbal teas. You know, you get me rose tea, green tea, white tea. I mean, any type of herbal tea, I get very excited. So, in fact, you know, any place that I travel to, the first thing is कि यहाँ पे खास क्या herb है जिसकी हम चाय बना सकते हैं. And there's this detox drink that I don't take every day, every night, but it's my magic potion. Boil a cup of water और उसके अंदर add some cumin seeds, मेथरे के दाने, मेथी seeds, उसके अंदर pinch of black pepper, pinch of haldi, and उसको थोड़ा सा just boil it for like one minute, and then उसको sieve करके when you have that drink, just maybe 1 drop of lemon into it, and it's perfect for you. So it's a tasty drink and very, very healthy.
Must be immunity boosting as well. It must be cleansing.
So in fact, you know, अगर मुझे binge eating भी करना है, I think वो घर पे बहुत easily हो सकता है. So even if you know they say कि you want to have pizza or Chinese, I think घर का बनाया हुआ always works.
I agree.
And my mom is a very good cook, so I think
I hope she watches this and she finds your mention of her lovely food. What are those 3 important fitness tips that you will leave all of us with to follow?
First is, I think, to just understand that going behind losing weight or looking a certain way will not help you in fitness. Fitness is a long journey. It's a lifelong journey. For one to be really into fitness, you need to understand and have a conversation, a dialogue with yourself that why is fitness important to you and why do you want to do this. Second is figuring out that if I think I do not know if this is directly related to fitness, but very important here to understand if you have any allergy or if there is anything like if you have PCOD or thyroid. Like I have thyroid, hypothyroidism, and when I talk about it, a lot of people tell me that, you know, don't tell people that आपको thyroid है, उनको लगेगा you have a tendency to gain weight. I said, अरे why is this such a taboo? Third is that do not undermine the importance of stretching and warming up your body before you get into anything, because even if you are going to the gyms or you're into strength training or MMA, whatever you do, if you just jump right into it, it's not going to help you. You have to warm up your body and do your stretching in the end.
Outstanding, fabulous. Please, I hope your notebooks are out and you're taking all of these things down. So now, this interesting section, what you have to do, Achal, is I will zip, you will take over XPOD, and what we'll do with our audience is take them through your suggested / advised skincare routine.
Okay.
Skin is a very vital organ, all of this is linked. So you will take our audience through maybe a 3-step, 4-step, 5-step, whatever you want to do, a skincare routine.
Okay.
And then they must follow it, record it and upload it, and remember to tag you and tag us.
Oh, this is interesting.
So all yours.
First thing is understanding what your skin type is. Like mine is sensitive, acne prone. So I really use vitamin C, I use hyaluronic acid, and I really like to use retinol in the night. But I always step with the sunscreen. And one thing that we spoke about it before also is something that I love, and that is face massage. It has helped me actually tone my face. Whatever serums that I apply, it gets pushed into my skin better. And there is a lot of content out there. You can use a gua sha for that, you can use a roller for that. There are different stones available, so please do your research and start doing it. It's very simple, like, you know, just need to spend 2 minutes a day. There are like upward motions, or you want to use your hands to do it. So yeah, these are my simple small tips.
Amazing.
But I really want to encourage that the boys also to talk about it. Please do not shy away from it, because मैंने देखा वो बेचारे बहुत छुप के सब कुछ करते हैं, and they feel it's not macho to admit that, you know, oh, I believe in skincare. And घरेलू नुस्खे की अगर बात करें, there is one thing that I really swear by. It's the easiest thing that I do. Just a pinch of haldi and honey. Just mix it up. Maybe a drop of lemon. It might not be good for everybody, but again, always do a test patch, like patch test. I always either do it here or here and see whether it's suiting me. Within a day I get to know. So make this mixture and apply it on your skin. 15 minutes के बाद wash your face and whoosh, there's a
शादी वाला glow. So that's haldi, nimbu and शहद. शादी वाले glow के लिए ये
simple है और सबको पता है, but हम लोग नहीं करते हैं, पता नहीं क्यों. सब कुछ घर पे अवेलेबल है.
दूल्हे दुल्हन लगाते हैं, so we should do it too if you want that glow on a daily basis. I mean, it's absolutely logical, right? And last but not the least, never step out without a sunscreen, right? And along with that, remember her beauty sleep. It's important to sleep to get that fresh look, otherwise you wake up puffy. So thank you, Anchal, for being our guiding light and giving us such fantastic tips. Guys, I hope you remember, if you're following any of her tips, please record it, upload it, tag Anchal Singh and tag HRX brand, and let's see, we may just end up liking your content and repost it.
Absolutely.
For the beautiful guidance that you have given us for both boys and girls, Anchal, here's a little something from our gifting partner, Prestige Identity. I hope you take it back home and you cherish it and you love it.
This is so sweet, Pallavi. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure.
I've loved every bit of coming here and talking to you and talking to our dear audiences. Very excited to get this gift hamper.
It was wonderful having you with us, Anchal. I think, like I said, we have touched upon things which we had never spoken at HRX. So this is going to be phenomenal, guys. And thank you for your lovely, calm, soothing energy. And we hope to see you soon again on XPOD. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.